So here we are, the day after the night before, the day after Chelsea beat Liverpool 2-0 in the fifth round of the FA Cup. And it was a celebratory night. Yeah, all good. Looking at Twitter yesterday, it's actually quite funny. I said prior to the season, the three people that watch my videos will know I said it would be such an up and down season. We've had loads of downs, but to be fair, we've had a few ups as well, and last night was one of them. Looking at Twitter yesterday, looking at some of the blogs, even blogs of people that I normally listen to, and I like their work. There's one yesterday said, "Oh, I can't see anything positive, but I'm gonna be upbeat about it." Then went on to do one of the most depressing vlogs I've ever watched about why we couldn't beat Liverpool, basically. Um, and then someone else on Twitter on about Willian. As soon as the team was announced, Willian this, Willian that, Willian the other. And I agree, Willian's stats, particularly going forward, should be better. But I put on there about his defensive work, and no one's going to notice that because when you really watch the game, Willian does get back and do a lot of defensive work. He might not always put a tackle in, but he will get back just to make them pass it to one side. It's a very important part of Willian's game that no one notices. The only reason I noticed it so much was that when Callum Hudson-Odoi was in, who I love as a player, but has got a lot to learn, he doesn't do that tracking back. Does it occasionally, but not as much as Willian does during the game. Probably part of learning, probably the coach going on at him, and when you think of it, Hazard didn't do a lot of running back, but Willian does. Anyway, this guy, Willian doesn't track back this season, which he has. I've got it on film. And when I looked at his Twitter account, he's on the UEFA B licence course. Well, no disrespect to the lad, but it must be week one because if you've not noticed that, I fear the worst. Presumably to get the UEFA B, I had to do another couple of courses before that. So let's hope. Good luck on the course, and I'd say open your eyes, but I don't want to be cheeky to anyone, obviously. So yeah, last night. Now let's put this into perspective. We have got some older players who, not for any thought of their own, I don't think. Pedro, look, he ran his socks off last night and made a couple of great runs. All right, he was through 1-on-1 and he should have scored, but that's football. But he ran his socks off, but he hasn't got the pace. Do you imagine Pedro when he first joined us getting that chance? Last night he panicked. He could hear him pounding behind him when he just shot. I think the one, it should have been a loop over. The keeper was that far out, but he hasn't got the pace anymore. And Willian, on his night, I know he got injured, but he can always turn it on. Always turn it on. I mean, bad goalkeeping mistake for the first goal, but a cracking shot, and what a shot before, and the goalkeeper saved. But he can always turn, and he has got that bit of his game. Watch it again. How often he runs back. No, so we've got older players, many of whom are going to be leaving at the end of the season, and obviously want to put a bit of an advert on for other clubs, as well as, most of them, they do give 100% even when they have a bad game. As you get older, you have more bad games. I can tell you that from experience, not at that level, but at any level. And the youngsters, Mason Mount, should have passed last night to Giroud, but to be honest, the work rate that boy put in to close down Liverpool was unbelievable, and one of the main reasons that we won. So yeah, great night, and I stayed well away from social media. I just can't take it anymore. I just can't take a lot of there's some great people on there, and a lot of people I learn from. I read their stuff or I watch their stuff, and I think, no, that's another slant on it that I hadn't thought about. And there's a lot of good knowledge out there, but also You know about the cabbage. You just spoke about them in the last video. So yeah, last night Kepa came back in. Yeah, he did okay. His distribution was good. That's what I really noticed. The 3 saves in the first half that everyone was raving about were straight at him, but not going to take it away. Still decent goalkeeping. I worry when I see a goalkeeper make 3 saves and after it go, yes, when they're straight at you. But no, I'll give credit where credit's due, and he made a decent save from Mane down to his left. Yeah, he done all right. Didn't save anything that I wouldn't expect a very, very good amateur keeper to save. But listen, he's a young lad. He's made a lot of mistakes. I'm not a lover of him after the League Cup final. I won't beat about the bush or be a hypocrite. But you know what? If he proved me wrong and he kept 10 clean sheets at the end of the season, I'd be right behind putting him back in and keeping him. So, well done. He's a young lad. He's been under a lot of pressure, probably. A lot of it probably brought on by himself. A little dicky bird tells me that his attitude towards Lampard and towards a couple of the other defenders hasn't been the best. But obviously, Frank's not going to come out and say that, is he? And he sees him every day. If he's got what he thinks is a world-class goalkeeper, he's going to put him in, isn't he? So yeah, Kepa done all right. Alonso, that's probably the best game I've seen him play at left back. You know, we all know that he's a. What's wrong? My ears are getting twisted there. You know, when you get older, you get big ears, don't you? And I think mine are getting bigger by the minute. Anyway, yeah. So Alonso, he best game at left back. He got back, done some good defensive work, got caught out a couple of times, but no good. Aspie, right. Again, he was getting criticised last night. I think people just have got to find something to criticise. He epitomised Chelsea's attitude, Mr. 110%. He got some great tackles in that probably went unnoticed. Yeah, I prefer Reece James, of course I do, and he's the future. But you know what? Last night, Aspie put a proper shift in, and well done him. Zuma and Rudiger looked really strong in the middle, particularly Zuma in the air. And yeah, couple of times Rudy got caught out, but you know what? He got up and he went back again. So we were tighter last night, especially at set pieces, because Van Dijk's no mug. That's the tightest we've been. Kovacic, I hope he's not injured for a long time, because that will be a big loss. He done all right, didn't he? He covered a lot of ground, did a lot of the clearing up stuff that Kante would normally do, and that we don't get with Jorginho in the side. And Billy Gilmore. Now, those 3 people who watched my videos at the start of the season would have heard me saying I think he should be in the first team squad. Those people who watched my video after the last FA Cup game will be saying, was it the last FA Cup game or was it an earlier round? That was one of the later rounds of last year's Europa Cup. Could have been the FA Cup this year as well. But heard me say that I think by the age of 20 he'll captain Scotland. I think he's the real deal. And if Jorginho leaves at the end of the season, we've got an upgrade already there. That's exactly what I said. And last night, that was the first game in proving me right. I don't know everything, but when I watched him in the development squad, I thought, now that is a player. He can spot a pass, and for a little lad, he'd enough get stuck in. Reminds me of the old Scottish players, like your Billy Bremners and people like that. They're only small in stature, but wow, would they go through you? And but he timed his tackles. He was quite rightly named man of the match last night. So yeah, little Billy Gilmore. That was marvellous to watch. I've already Ross Barkley. How could I possibly forget Ross Barkley last night? You know, I'm not a big Ross Barkley fan, but last night he shoved it right up me. Not throughout the whole game. There were still bits and pieces where he wasn't aware and lost the ball in positions you should never lose it in. But do you know what? That goal, that absolves him of all blame for the rest of the game. What a goal it was, and made my night, made my year. So well done, Ross Barkley. That's all I've got to say. If he could sort his awareness out, and if he could do that every game, what a player we'd have on our hands. Just doesn't look like his age now that he can do that every game. Hope he proves me wrong. Pedro and Willian, they put a shift in. I thought Giroud was outstanding last night. All right, he should have scored when the goalkeeper made a great save. If you watch that again, that's a world-class save. And there was another instance where, you remember me saying the other day about Tammy not gambling on space. There are a few instances last night, well, two actually, where Giroud didn't do that, and he should have done that. I'd expect him to do that. But he ran his socks off. You see him at the end; he was absolutely knackered. There was a shot where he was just sweat. He hadn't hardly played this season. I don't think we appreciate how well he actually done this last 3 games, really. But last night, out of this world, he really was. And Mason Mount have already covered. He covered so much ground; it was unbelievable. And so they showed last night the levels that they can reach. Each individual out there, the levels that they can reach. And don't forget, we've got Hudson-Odoi, Pulisic, Ruben Loftus-Cheek and Reece James to come back into that side. So things aren't half as bad as people are making out. We always knew this would be a transitional season. I still don't think we'll finish in the top 4. I still don't. Not even sure we'll finish in the top 5, I'll be honest, because we are too up and down. But we all know the reasons. Lampard last night got it spot on. All those Lampard outers must be, I mean, they will find something, you know, because you know what the cabbages are like. They will find something, but he's made it really hard for them after last night's performance, based on last night's performance. No doubt we'll trip up against Everton and they'll be waving their flags and spewing their vile abuse on social media. I've got a keyboard, you know what they're like. But yeah, he got absolutely spot on last night. So that's it, really. That's my review. My review really ends with, let's be a bit more upbeat, certainly about next season. If last night didn't prove anything, it's what a great load of talent we've got, and half of them are injured. So we just got to wait, hope and pray that Kovacic and Willian aren't too bad, and it'd be nice to turn Everton over and give the same sort of performance that we gave last night. And trust me, if they play like they did last night, they will turn Everton over. Okay, that's all from me. Up to Chelsea.